Hello, my name is Shayna Hiller, and welcome to your Yoga with Props series. I am so excited to share these classes with you that will teach you how to deepen your experience in each of the postures and properly understand how to use props to assist you in doing just that. So, in order to get started, what you will need, if you have it, are at least 2 blocks. Now you'll see I have 4 blocks because, hey, the more the merrier. If you do not have yoga blocks, first of all, I would recommend getting them online because they're very simple to get. If you don't have them though, that's okay. You can use a stack of books, various stacks of books if you really want to be creative with what you've got at home. Also, I recommend a strap. A yoga strap is really good to have, especially if you have tighter shoulders. We'll be utilizing the strap during the series. And if you don't have a strap, you can use a belt or something like that. Again, why not be inventive and creative? And the other props that you may need are a bolster. So this is a traditional yoga bolster. So it's a little bit more dense than a pillow. You can use a pillow as well, and you can also use a blanket. So for this series, I'm going to be using the bolster, but when we use bolster, I'll also let you know that you could alternate this with a blanket or a couple of pillows. So each prop has a different function and a different purpose in the practice, in the sequence. And as you begin to flow and breathe, these will be Vinyasa style classes, you'll begin to understand just how powerful the props can be in allowing you to feel spacious, supported, well aligned, and grounded. One of the biggest myths when it comes to using props in yoga is that using props makes everything easier. That is not true. Props are an opportunity to support your body so that you can experience a sense of alignment, so that energy or prana can flow freely through your body as it's intended to. And as you progress through this series, you may notice that the way in which you use the props in the practice changes. Your body begins to open up more and you become a yoga master because you already are. So let's begin, shall we? Make sure you've got everything that you need. And what we will do to begin this practice is we will be using our bolster or pillow or blanket. You can even use a rolled up towel. So the way that we're going to begin with this is I'm going to bring the bolster onto my mat and I'm going to sit toward the edge of the bolster. So what this does, I'm actually going to show you from the side, is that when I sit toward the edge, right at the front edge of it, this allows my sacrum to draw forward. It allows my hip flexors to become a bit more open. And instead of rounding, as oftentimes happens even to me if I'm just sitting flat on the ground, this allows my spine to lengthen upward. The shoulder blades draw down your back. And again, this is an opportunity to lift the earth, lift the floor up to you as you anchor down your sitting bones into that support system. The more grounded you become, especially on the bolster, on the blanket, on the pillow, the more levity and spaciousness and alignment you'll experience in your spine. So just take a few moments here to get grounded. If you need to adjust or readjust your seat so that you feel like you're minimizing any type of rounding in your lumbar spine, feel free to take those adjustments, letting your elbows dangle down right under your shoulders. Your palms can be face up or face down on your lap. And just take a moment here to soften the windows of your eyes closed and notice, is your chin tucked? Is your neck cranking? Can you position your chin parallel to the mat, even with your eyes closed and not even being able to visually see? Can you really begin to kind of tap into that internal connection where you really feel your body in space? Great. Just starting off in this basic meditation, just feeling into the quality of your body as you begin to settle into your practice, the air against your skin, and most importantly, your breath, probably the most important prop of all. Together, let's take a nice smooth inhale through your nose, fill up your belly, your ribs, your heart. Hold your breath in. Out of your mouth, exhale. Ha, little sigh. Let go, let go, let go. Really complete that breath. Feel your lower belly draw in. Good. Come back to natural breath. And take a moment here as you allow your hands to meet at the center of your heart to call to mind an intention for your practice. Your intention really kind of directs the flow of your energy. So all the moving, all the breathing, all the support that you'll receive during this moving meditation. How would you like to feel? What are you looking to strengthen in your own life? Coming into that mindset shift so that your experience on the mat can be filled with purpose, meaning, and joy. Take a deep breath, inhale. And exhale. Release your arms and gently open the windows of your eyes. Great. Okay. From here, I'm going to gently shift off of your bolster or off of your towel and take it off to the side for now. We may use that later. And then shift around. So you're going to come onto your hands and your knees here. You're going to be in a tabletop position. So in your tabletop position, your fingers are spread nice and wide. Your wrists are right under your shoulders. Your knees are right underneath your hips. Point your toes. As you inhale, drop your belly down, peel your chest forward, lift your chin slightly. Exhale, push the mat away, round your back, tuck your chin to your chest. A little bit of cat-cow just to wake up the spine. 2 more. Inhaling through your nose, cultivating that ujjayi breath. Exhaling, a slight constriction at the base of your throat. 1 more time. Inhaling, tilting your sitting bones up, opening across your collarbones. Exhale, push the ground away, spread your shoulders. Good. Inhale to a neutral spine. Good. Stay here for an exhale. Draw your low belly in. Now I want you to take one of your blocks and place your block in between on the short setting, your thighs. So your block is in between your thighs on the narrow setting, so you're hugging the inner thighs toward the midline. And from here, you're going to tuck both sets of toes underneath behind you and press back into a plank pose. So this is an opportunity to strengthen and activate the midline by hugging your inner thighs into the block. At the same time, you want to push your heels toward the back of your yoga mat and, as if you could, tug your sternum chest forward. You're gazing toward the front edge of your mat. Good. There's just a gentle hugging in, which should ultimately always be applied during this posture. If this is a lot to sustain, you can optionally do the same thing with your knees down. Try to hook your tailbone under and draw your low belly, your waist in. Take a nice deep breath. Your quads are active. Your fingers are spread. Exhale, down dog, keeping the block in between your thighs. Begin to lift your sitting bones, hips up, and press your thighs back. So again, here, if your hamstrings are tight, if your low back is talking to you, right, you just bend your knees a little bit. So you don't have to overly squeeze the block, just enough that it doesn't fall out. Good. And then drop your head. Shake your head, yes. Nod your head, no. Keep breathing nice, smooth, even breaths. Outer arms hug in. Hips are lifting. And feel slowly but surely your heels begin to descend toward the mat any amount. Spread your toes, firm your legs. Good. From here, inhale, glide forward to plank again, keeping that block nice and firm between your thighs. And exhale, press right back to downward facing dog. Good. Twice more like that. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, back to down dog. 1 more time on your breath. Inhale, rock forward, stacking your shoulders over your wrists. And exhale, pressing back, downward facing dog. Nice work. From your downward facing dog, gently bend your knees, lower your knees to the mat. Take your block out from in between your thighs and place one of those blocks at the front of your mat. And grab one more. So we're going to come back into down dog, placing your blocks lengthwise, about shoulder distance apart, so you can actually come into down dog with your hands on the block. So this is a different sensation, and this is also really good for those of you who have wrist pain, wrist sensitivity. Just notice how it feels. Try to grip your finger pads to the blocks, spread your shoulder blades, and lift out of your armpits so the sitting bones are rising. Good. This is a really awesome opportunity to connect with Mula Bandha, your root lock. So from here, you're going to begin to draw your low belly and look forward.
And as you exhale, can you keep your legs somewhat straight? If you have to bend your knees, that's fine. Lead with your heels, push into the blocks, draw your low belly in, lead with your heels, walk all the way forward until you are in between your blocks. And then fold forward. You can isometrically tug back on the blocks, lift the shoulder blades toward your waist as you tuck your chin to your chest. Here, if your hamstrings are tight, of course, bend your knees. And lean your weight forward an inch toward your toes. As you exhale, you fold. Nice. Great. Now from here, as you inhale, you're going to begin to look forward to a halfway lift. What you can do here is you can shift the blocks forward just about a few inches. Bring your fingertips to the blocks. Ideally, you want to get your spine parallel to the floor. So if you need to modify or to bring the blocks higher, right, it's going to give your body an opportunity to be in the precise positioning to really radiate your chest forward. And then exhale, fold forward, melt. Let all the breath go. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, peel your chest forward, draw your low belly in, open across your heart. And exhale, fold and let go. 1 more time. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Good. Now grab one of your blocks. Keep the other one off to the side for now. You're going to soften your knees, tuck your chin to your chest. With that block in your hand, slowly roll up to stand. Here we are in mountain pose. So, Tadasana. For today, take your feet about hip bone distance apart. Look down at your feet. Make sure that they're parallel to one another. Spread your toes. Drop your tailbone, right? So I want to give you guys enough of an opportunity to see just how diverse these blocks especially can be. So when you take the block in between your palms like so it's horizontal lengthwise. Notice I'm not holding onto it with my fingers, just in between your palms. The palms are spread, the fingers are spread, right? So you're hugging in. Shoulders down your back. Try not to stick out your ribs. Pull your ribs in, lengthen your lower back. Now reach your arms straight forward out of your shoulders. Now as you do this, melt your shoulder blades back. So the head of the arm bones travel back into the shoulder sockets, shoulders spin down the back, lower belly draws in. Press into the block without locking your arms. Oh yeah, already. As you inhale, reach your arms up. Now your arms may not go all the way up and back because then your shoulders are going to tense up. So for me, I'm still on a diagonal. Lengthen your lower back. Lift your side body. Push down into the soles of your feet. Hug the block. The elbows spin forward. The shoulder blades go down your back. Keep breathing. Lift the back of your heart up. Draw your waist in. Grip into the block strongly, but relax your face. Lift out of your lower back here. Yes, try not to let the elbows splay to the sides. Can you straighten your arms a little bit more? Can you soften the shoulders? Can you swing your tailbone down? Firm thighs. Lift up. Inhale. Exhale, release. Does the block make the postures easier? It's up to you. It's how you use it. Great work. Let's take this block off to the side for now, but have it handy for the rest of your practice. Standing in Tadasana at the top of your mat. As you inhale, float your arms out and overhead. Urdhva Hastasana. Soften the shoulders. Imagine you're hugging that block again, right? Get that body memory. Exhale, hinge at your hips and forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Open across your chest. Exhale, soften your knees as you step your left foot back into a lunge. Lower your left knee. Grab both blocks. Frame your front foot with the blocks. Any height. So you can be on flat palms here. So what happens, look at the difference. If I have my hands on the ground, it's very easy for me to round my back. If you have your hands on 2 blocks, you can pull your chest forward and begin to maneuver the right hip back in space. Good. Shoulder blades peel back as your chest opens. From here, tuck your back toes under and lift your back knee up. Good. Come onto your fingertips. So this is what I want you to do is instead of relying on the blocks, right? Because I can still totally hang out here and not really try, so to speak. So can you prop up to your fingertips? Minimal pressure. Do you see how little pressure? I'm just using them as a grounding point so I can keep my heart open. Lunge into your front heel. Take a deep breath, inhale. Good. Exhale, lower your back knee down. Remove the blocks for a moment. Tuck your back toes under, step to the front of your mat and fold forward. Nice work. Again, halfway lift. Inhale, chest pitches forward, lower belly draws in. Exhale, soften your knees. This time, step your right leg way back, lower your right knee. Replace the block. So depending on the length of your arms, depending on how open your hips are, your spine is, right? The blocks may be low, medium, or high. Feel as if your spine can track on a diagonal line, shoulders back. There's a teeny back bend in your upper spine at all times. Hug the outer left hip back. Curl the back right toes under. Elevate the knee. Get light. Come onto your fingertips. Create little tents, right? You can even experiment. If you hover your fingers off the blocks, your chest doesn't cave in. You continue to open up across the front line. Firm the left hip in. Take a nice deep breath. Ungrip your toes. Keep your gaze slightly forward. Good. Exhale. Lower your back knee. Move the blocks off to the side. Hands down. And step back to downward facing dog this time. All the way back. And feel as if you can hug that block gently between your thighs, keeping the energy gravitating toward the midline. Head is heavy. Deep breath. Inhale here. As you exhale, soften your knees. Walk your hands to the back of your mat. All the way back. Good. When you're there, the heels eventually ground. Bend your knees a bit. Tuck your chin to your chest and slowly roll up, roll up, roll up to stand. Good. When you're up, roll your shoulders down your back. Okay, so from here, we're going to grab our handy dandy strap or belt or something magical that you have that kind of looks like this. Okay, so I'd like for you to step out wide with your feet on your mat. So make sure both of your feet are on your yoga mat and they're wide. In fact, if you want to measure, you can extend your arms out to the sides, and ideally your ankle bones, your heels are right underneath your wrists, okay? So your feet are parallel, straight ahead, perhaps even slightly pigeon-toed. Take your strap behind you. Okay, it's going to make a loud, okay, it didn't make a loud noise. Okay, so depending on how open your shoulders are, right, I'm going to show you just for a visual. I'm grabbing the strap with both of my hands. If you have tighter shoulders, your hands just widen, okay? But the idea is to not have the strap like this, really loose. You want to really have it taut and tight. So you're pulling the strap apart, firm your legs. Take a deep breath, inhale as you open across your chest, drop your tailbone, maybe even look up slightly. Exhale, soften your knees, hinge at your hips, and fold forward. Remember, you're pulling on the strap apart. So this is going to keep your shoulder blades spreading. As you exhale, the arms float overhead. So as you're in this forward fold, lean your body weight forward. Feel the inner thighs turn back. Breathe in. Lower belly lifts. Breathe out. One more breath. Inhaling. Exhaling. Keep pulling on that strap. Soften your knees. Inhale with a flat back. Lead with your heart. Come up, come up, come up. And exhale. Release. Now keep your hands on the strap. Step your feet closer together. So once again, you're in a Tadasana with your feet about hip distance apart. Good. Now you're going to transfer the strap to the front of your body. So once again, just like we did in that initial posture with the block, have your hands about shoulder distance apart, pulling on the strap. So my wrists are extending straight out of my shoulder joint. Arm bones back, tailbone down, firm legs. Nice. This is going to be a nice opening for the shoulders. So if you need to widen it a little bit, you can. Again, make sure the strap doesn't come loose. Pull on it. Inhale, reach the arms up. Try not to sway your back, right? Try not to tilt your pelvis. Keep it all in. As you exhale, go all the way back. Now notice I can only go to here. So I'm going to widen the strap, keeping the waist moving in. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Big smile, of course. And then same the other way. Pull on the strap. Breathe. Inhale, up. And then even keep pulling on it side to side as you come all the way back, feeling the scapula, the traps begin to stretch. And then again, inhale, up and over. I used to teach surfers yoga in Costa Rica, and this is like all we did. This is all we did. It's like, all right, everyone, get your strap for an hour and a half. We're just going to do this back and forth. But notice how you can easily just kind of be floppy about it, right? No, pull.
Keep your belly in, keep your tailbone down, your chin parallel to the mat. One more, up and over. Feel the stretch in the upper back and release it. Nicely done. Okay, from here, grab one of your blocks and put it toward the front middle of your mat. You may even need 2 blocks. I'll demonstrate it with 2. So just so you know, we're creating a little perch for you. You're going to step forward just about 1 foot distance in front of your blocks. You can even turn your feet out. Your feet are a little bit wider than hip bone distance apart. Place your hands at your heart. Lengthen your lower back as you inhale. Rise your heels. Rise the crown of your head. Feel that plumb line of your spine lifting upward. Lower belly, pelvic floor lifting. Keeping your heels super high as if you're sliding down a wall. Begin to slowly bend your knees and lower and lower and lower until your hips find that block. Ooh, this feels like a couch. So you may even take one away. Using the blocks in Malasana, the squat pose, is a way to alleviate pressure, tension in your knees or your hips or your low back. So if you need more than 1 block, do that. Elbows inside the knees, chest is open, crown of head tall. Right? So there's a difference here between using the block to simply slouch, right? Or using it as a support system so that, because if you're feeling strain or tension in your knees or your hips or your ankles, right, that tension actually blocks the flow of prana. So especially in the postures that feel like they're unattainable, absolutely, these props are magical. Another breath in, really lifting through your spine. And exhale, release. Take your hand behind you, remove that block, sit down on your mat. Good work. But don't let go of the block. You're going to actually bend your knees and place that block right in between your thighs again. Yep, doesn't always make it easier. Okay, from here, you're going to lower under your elbows. Lower onto your elbows. Now notice if the moment that you lower onto your elbows, did you stick your ribs out? Can you pull the ribs in as if you could literally, with your pelvis, swing your tailbone underneath you, right? Feel your low back really flat. Press out of the shoulders. As you inhale, extend both legs up into the air with your feet flexed. Hug the block. Stay for the exhale. As you inhale, slowly lower your legs down halfway. Hug the block. Lift your chest. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. The inner thighs are drawing down. Exhale, lift. Try not to collapse in your shoulders. Again, inhaling as you lower. Soften your face. Exhale, lift, tapping into that 3rd chakra power center. Inhale, lower. This is number 4. Exhale as you lift. We've got 7 total. Inhale, lower. Exhale, that's 5. Get lighter in your heart. Inhale. Exhale, energize your feet. Last time, inhale. And exhale, lift. Good. Keep the block, bend your knees, put your feet on the mat. Slowly lower all the way down. Amazing job. Okay, walk your feet a little bit closer to your hips, keeping the block. So the block here helps to keep the knees close. Most of the time when we go up into a bridge pose, the knees splay open, the toes turn out, and then we can actually injure the lower back that way and not achieve the full benefits of the posture. So from here, your arms are going to reach down alongside you. Your feet are parallel. Spread your toes. Push down into your heels and slowly begin to lift your lower and middle back up. Now, if this is a lot on your low back, what you can do is you can pop your heels up into the air. Is there a way to hug your thighs into the block but relax your glutes? Now, if you'd like, you can take your hands to the outer edges of your mat. As one by one, you tuck the shoulders under, widen across your chest as if you could literally rip your mat apart. Lift your chin a bit to open your throat and breathe. Really opening up across the entire front line of your body, energizing, opening up to new possibilities, opportunities. So big smile, soften your brow point, take a deep breath in. And exhale one by one. Undo the shoulders first, upper back articulating through your spine, middle back connects with the mat, lower back down. Heels down, remove your block. Good. Now from here, similar idea.
You're going to press into your feet, lift your hips, and take your block underneath you. So you get to decide if you have your block on a low setting. Now, what I'm going to say here is the block is directly under your sacrum, which is that triangular flat bone at the base of your spine. For example, many people bring their block too far up, but below their ribs. Try not to have your hips hanging off the block. The block is down lower. It's like really solid, grounded. If it feels more inviting to have your block on a higher setting, the block has 3 heights: low, medium, and high, depending on how warm you feel, how open you feel. There's nothing better or worse. In fact, from here, we're going to be bringing the legs up into the air. So you want to find a position that feels conducive to keeping your legs up for about a minute in Viparita Karani. Now, what I'll say here, if you're up, be in the posture. If you wanted to, you could alternatively use a pillow or a bolster. But the idea, again, is that the pillow or the bolster is firm enough so you don't plop down too much. I personally like the block better in this posture. The role of the block in the supported shoulder stand is to elevate the pelvis and hips so that all of the fresh oxygenated blood can make a full travel from your lower extremities through your vital organs to the heart and then to your brain, pituitary gland, third eye center. So this elevation just supports the natural flow of gravity. So all you have to do here is relax and receive. Make sure your legs aren't too engaged. You can soften the knees, close your eyes. Just take a few moments here to really let the benefits of your practice begin to sink in. Observing the rise and fall of your breath as you relax your tongue, your throat. Really just reminding yourself in this moment that you are supported. You are supported not only by the yoga block, the yoga mat, but by your breath, the beating of your heart. And now is your time to allow yourself to really receive for all of your efforts. Over the course of the next 5 or so breaths, I invite you to slowly bend your knees, place the soles of your feet back down. Take your time pushing down into the block, into your feet rather, as you lift your hips off the block. Take your hand to the block and slide it out as you slowly lower down. Move your block off to the side. Extend your legs and rest. Finding a comfortable position, totally flat. Chin draws down slightly, feet flop open, palms face up. Take a slow, nourishing breath in through your nose. Fill from your lower abdomen, through your diaphragm, up to your heart. Hold it briefly. And through your mouth, let it all go. Thank yourself for showing up. Take as long as you can in Shavasana to really dissolve, melt away, digest, receive, tune into the energetic qualities of your practice. Whenever you feel ready, you're welcome to transition consciously out of your journey. I look so forward to seeing you in the next video. Namaste.